Hello and welcome to Today at Dunamis. It is so good to see you today, and it is so good to see you today, Shaun. How is it going, Shaun?
It's going well, and you know what's great about today?
Is that it is definitely Thursday?
No, it is definitely after the ladies' conference.
It is definitely.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love the ladies' conference.
Yes.
I thought it was phenomenal.
It was, yes.
But my little wife, she's my little firecracker.
Yes.
When she's ready to do ministry, whether it's bring out, it's intense.
She goes off.
She was ready to go.
Yeah.
And so I try to be a good husband.
Yes.
And you know what that means?
Happy wife, happy life.
It means stay out of her way, okay? Let her be her.
Yes, amen.
And praise God, I just want to say to all of those who helped out. I mean, the ladies, they were cooking, all the props, and Roxy is already in Romania, so I didn't even know if she's going to listen.
Shout
but
out
Roxy, thank you to Romania.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for all you have done, and everybody else has just been fantastic. I mean, where do you stop to say thank you? I mean, it's just been great to Donna, her stuff, Pastor Shane. Oh my goodness, his props.
So many props, so many large props as well.
See, my problem for Pastor Shane is he gets personally attached to the props.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we've been talking to Pastor Shane because, you know, we got the construction going on.
Yes.
And so we have to, so for a while, that new auditorium's been used for storage.
Yes.
Now, when I say storage, did you ever see how much stuff they had in there?
There was a lot. Like, I mean, literally everything.
Tons.
Like a couple of carols from a couple of years ago.
I mean,
tons.
Tons. Like, there's this one big Christmas arch.
Yes. The
And
Christmas
it's
arch.
huge.
Yes.
I mean, it is huge and heavy. We need to get rid of it, Shane.
Yes.
So anyhow, I was walking past the children's department and I saw it's now fitted in there. So, you know, I said, Shane, why don't you hang the butterfly from the children's church ceiling? Or why don't you put that big book thing in Melissa's office because she's an accountant? You know what I mean? Why don't you put that door to Danny's shop coming in? You know, because Shane's reusing. So, Shane, we love you. You're a champion. You make the best stuff. But sometimes we got to just let it go.
Let go.
Let go.
Let go, let God.
Let go, let God. I hope Shane still loves me for that. But
Yes.
yeah. You have to see when you do your program with him if he's still okay.
I'll check in with him, yes.
But wow, what and you know, it's a record attendance.
It is, yes. Huge numbers.
I think it's like 100 people more than last year, roughly, give or take.
Yeah.
But that's huge.
Very huge.
So what happened in 12 months?
What happened in 12 months?
To make it 100 people more?
We had a new kids pastor, bringing in a lot of new kids, new families.
For a ladies' conference?
Well, I mean, if you got a good kids ministry, right, that means
you're
more
like my
families
wife.
come
I asked for some sort of logical answer, and I get these unusual answers. My wife was saying, "It's just the Holy Spirit."
What has changed? Okay, I don't know. Inflation?
This is my wife says, "It's the Holy Spirit." I said, "I know the Holy Spirit's here, Sandra. The Holy Spirit was last year too, but there has to be some things that have happened. Why did we see 100 people increase?"
More babies.
Brother, I'm talking about women's conference, not child.
Better advertising?
You know, I put it down. I think I'm more reasonable than you and my wife, okay? So I put several things down.
Okay, what are they, Shaun?
Okay,
what are they?
Number one, can I have a drum roll or anything? That's not a drum roll. That's just having a go at me.
Yeah, I have no drum roll.
Can you make sure you get a drum roll?
Okay,
in future?
I'll
all right. I think I've asked that before.
Yeah.
Okay, well, number one, I think that having an international speaker always helps.
Yes, that's true.
And Pastor Chris certainly has that personality.
Yeah, she did great at the conference.
Yeah. And next year we have Lisa Stringer.
We do have Lisa Stringer.
I think she's going to do really good. And I think we'll build stronger on Chris for next year, even bigger again, because she has an interesting background. So I think the international speaker is great.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Number two.
Do
I have any lead-in for sound effects on number two?
No.
Okay. So number two, I really think that the advertising was better.
Yes.
Like you did the filming, okay?
The promo,
we had to edit it a few times, okay? But you did the filming.
Yes.
And people said, who on earth did that filming? I said, my own Eduardo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So good job, Ed.
Oh, thank
good
you.
job. Behind the scenes, doing a great job. So I think that's great, okay? So there are two things I think is really, really great.
Yes.
Another thing is, and I'm not saying there's a huge flow from it, but just there's a void because a large group had a major women's conference each year.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And not that we've picked up their people, but there's a bit of a vacuum. You know what I mean? And I think that there wants to be a stirring again
Yes.
in the area. At number 4, I think there's been a general excitement and certainly being more growth in the church.
Yes.
And I think these things are now you're going to say babies, everything else, but I'm talking about just more general growth. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And it's great. You know, even with Jacinta getting in those cloveware things and everything else, and the price is so cheap.
Yeah, our women's conference is very cheap.
Yeah.
It's
Why? Why do we do it cheap?
so that everyone can come.
Because it's not about profiteering.
Yes.
It's not about saying, oh, we had our conference and we made this. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, like, I underwrite the international ticket. I underwrite the accommodation. I do that one here because I do that to be a blessing to the women's area. You know what I mean? So, because I don't want them to be a burden, because I want the people to be able to come. And then we say this, if you can't afford it, we will cover you.
Yeah.
So even if you have no money, we'll still take care of you.
Yes.
Because that's how it goes.
Yes.
I was excited to hear that on the Friday night, there was 20 young ladies sponsored or invited in from the youth to come along.
Yeah. Yep, from
which
the
I
youth,
think is
yes.
a great reflection for Jake and Chelsea, the youth pastors there too. So, yeah, I put those things down there. So, again, a big thank you. But what about doing that Tuesday night, just a couple nights ago?
Yes.
Marriage enrichment.
Yes, what a night. It was so powerful. The teachings from Chris, Tim, yourself, Sean, and Sandra.
Thank you, buddy.
It was very good. I remember I have so much positive memories and positive quotes from that night that I definitely remember.
All right, so let's talk about my friend.
Yes.
Okay, he can be yours too.
Yes.
Pastor Tim Ennis. Can we have an applause here?
Oh, welcome. Welcome, Tim. Welcome to Today at
great to be here.
Dunamis. It was good meeting you last week or 2 weeks ago, I think, at a cafe. Where were you guys when we called into you? Where were you?
It is a place in Katy, Texas called Buzz and Bites.
Buzz and Bites.
Yeah,
That sounds awesome.
It's a coffee restaurant, and it's open, I guess, morning to night. And so we gathered there quite often to eat and drink coffee.
Very good.
You eat coffee?
Yep, I eat coffee.
Eat and drink coffee.
Yeah,
How
nothing
do
like
you
eating
eat
coffee beans. Nothing like eating coffee
Oh,
beans.
you eat coffee beans?
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
wow.
go.
I knew a pastor,
Espresso.
Lee Cummings, his name, from Kalamazoo, and he loved to have chocolate-coated coffee beans.
Yeah, they do that a lot there.
Well, that's a thing. Just eating coffee beans.
Yes.
Yeah,
Are
chocolate-coated.
they raw? Are they roasted?
It's
or?
a
they roasted?
chocolate covered espresso bean.
Oh, okay.
Very
So it's already
nice.
been roasted.
Yeah.
But does it not give you a little bit of a high or a little kick or what else?
Well, we don't get high from it, but it does have a nice taste.
Well, like a coffee gives you a kick.
Yeah. Well, it depends how many you eat. I don't think one's going to do much for you.
How many beans in coffee?
I would not know. That
how
would be
many
your
beans are
area.
in a
Can you
coffee?
ask that? How many coffee beans does it take to make an espresso?
I don't know.
Have a guess, and Ed will tell us. Let's have a guessing game between you and me right now.
I'd say 21.
21.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna
Okay, do
say-
you want to know?
Yeah, but hang on. Let me have a guess
sorry,
now.
Sorry.
Pastor Tim said 21. I'm going to say 10. Okay? All right. I'd ask for a drum roll, but you don't have one.
Yeah, I don't have one,
All
sorry.
right. So, Ed, how many coffee beans, roasted coffee beans, does it take to make a single espresso?
Okay, a single espresso takes about 55 coffee beans.
Oh, wow.
Wow, right? I
was way closer than you.
Yeah, but not even halfway.
Almost
That's
halfway.
wild. That's so much coffee. I mean
Well,
that's
I can
normal.
have a whole packet of chocolate-coated coffee beans now and feel safe. Huh? Wow. Do they even sell,
Yes.
No, in Australia?
Oh, that I don't
roasted?
Can you
chocolate
ask,
covered
do
coffee?
they sell roasted chocolate coffee beans to eat in Australia or Brisbane or anything else? Because I remember Lee liked them, but I think I got them from here too. So I think I did, but that was so long ago.
Dark chocolate coated coffee beans. Yeah, you can get them here. About
Where?
$7.80 at Byron Bay Coffee.
Byron Bay.
Byron Bay Coffee.
It's
You gotta
3
go up
hours
there.
away. 3 hours away.
Oh, anything closer?
How many beans in a package?
Let's take a look. How many beans do you get? It is not saying. It's just you get about size. Oh, either 1 kilo or 250 grams. 125 grams.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many coffee beans are in that. So.
Anyway,
that's something new. You go. That all I do is just have passive coffee and beans.
No. But I will take it further for you. They do serve full meals.
That's full meal. Okay.
Okay.
It must have been like, 'cause we couldn't get you real good on that coverage, so it was a bit bad. We tried, but it comes in.
Noisy environment. What are you going to do? That's all right.
Yeah, I know, but at least we got him here now.
We got him here now in the studio.
So we must give you a warning that the program that has evolved, 105th episode with
105.
Ed and myself, it's a show about nothing.
It's Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't really know what's going to happen. So you already saw the first 10, 15 minutes talking about Ed's no love life. Okay. That, sorry, Ed. So see, we've decided when he gets married, we're going to do it live on the podcast.
Oh, there you go.
What?
Oh, we didn't decide that?
What?
No,
Wait, what?
Okay. All right. So
I think all the marriage counseling sessions should be live on the podcast.
yeah, I don't know if we can do that one, but I mean, we'll do something.
I feel like of all the times you've talked about pre-marriage, I feel like I could get every question right now.
Well, see, that's why you're a catch.
Oh, thank you.
All right? I mean, like, he makes lasagna.
It's true, I do cook.
He cooks.
I'm half Italian.
Yeah.
Half Italian, half American, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, where's the Australian?
Well, I was born here.
Oh, okay.
So
the issue is that he cooks. Is that a good requirement?
Most times nowadays, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So he
it's true.
cooks.
It's true.
I think his weakness is he's a bit messy,
Messy.
brother. They can't see what I can see from here.
Yeah, well,
okay. You are messy.
there's a reason
okay?
why.
I tried to come in here the other day, and I had to step over a guitar case, a bass guitar, and there's a trash can. I mean, it was a mess. You know what I mean?
I was with you. I saw that.
Yeah. So
But when you walked in,
come on, Ed,
just then,
you have to agree. You're a
you
little.
walked in just then, it was clean. It was
You're a
clean.
little messy, right? Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes, just a little, but we can fix that up.
yes, I agree.
Okay.
It can be fixed.
But you're a good cook.
yes,
All
I
right?
do cook. I cook very good lasagna, very good Italian food. All the
You
Italian
respect women.
Yeah, I do. Shout out
Because
to women.
I see how you treat your mother.
It's true, yes.
Okay. And I think that's good.
Yeah.
Right. So that's very positive. You love the Lord.
Yes, amen.
Yes, that's it. And you have a great spiritual father. I love that guy.
Yeah, who is he again?
Yeah, don't you forget, son. I'll give you a kick. Okay, so
Josiah? No.
he's your brother. Okay, so it comes, and is a good catch. So has that all covered there?
Thank you, Sean.
All right,
Yes.
all right. He has a good pickup truck, so it comes across.
It's true. It's true. It's true. I got a ute.
Yeah.
That is not available to anyone.
Yes. So anybody wants their trash emptied, do not call Ed or myself. Okay, call Shane.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll use his van.
Yeah.
Let's get back to it. So
Yes.
the leading big stories, and it's so good to have you in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's awesome to be
10
here.
years since you've been here.
It has been 10 years.
Wow, 10 years.
What's the
amazing.
biggest change besides our age have you seen? How old are you, Ed?
I am 29.
29. So he was 19 when you came over.
Yeah, for Shekinah, I believe. That's when you
yes.
guys came over, 2014?
You weren't on staff then, were you?
No, I was not. I was probably in kids' church. No.
You never graduated kids' church?
No, I think I
He
was
says
serving
that
in
grade
kids' church.
4 was the best 5 years of my life. So
That may be why he's delayed to get married.
I'm trying to do grade 4 was the best 5 years. Okay. But weren't you doing your degree then or studying?
Yeah, I was doing my Bachelor of Film.
Yeah,
around
Bachelor of
2014. Yeah.
And how did that work for you?
I actually got it. I got it. Mind you, it's a creative arts degree.
And how's
so-
that work for you?
Well,
Here we are.
Here I am at Dunamis.
So does that come under like an arts degree?
Yes, creative arts.
Creative
Creative
arts,
arts industry.
Yeah, yep. So let's move back to the point. So
10 years ago.
what's the biggest difference you've seen in our nation or not in 10 years?
You want to be honest with you? We were.
Well, I took it for granted that you would be.
Chris and I were just really shocked that you allowed so many of our bad fast food restaurants into your nation.
Oh, that is so true. We've got like Taco Bell. We have.
He mentioned that too, Ed, as a bad one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It is bad.
It's a Taco Bell.
Yeah, that is. Look, Ask Pastor Tim when he's here 10 years or even longer with GF what I warned him about if they wanted Mexican food.
Oh.
So what did I say to you going back at Mexican food?
Don't do it.
We don't do Mexican food.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, I try, but it's just hard. Okay?
Yes, especially on the toilet.
I was at this place which I absolutely loved.
Yep.
It's the Burrito Bar, so down there at
Garden City?
No.
That one?
No, it's down here.
Yes. Near the Woolworths.
Bryant's Road at
yeah.
Woolies.
Yeah.
And having the burrito, because obviously it's been so long since I've been to America, so
Yeah.
I was enjoying it and having the burrito bar, having it loaded, you know what I mean? And I went up to the gentleman, trying to speak a little Spanish, poquito, a little thing there, and he goes, "I'm sorry, mate, I'm Indian." Oh. And I go, "But this is Mexican." He goes, "I know, but we're Indians." I said, "How do Indians get to own a Mexican?" "Well, we just thought we'd do Mexican." So, and they're nice guys. I like them there, but it just cracks me up. You know what I mean? Like I took Pastor Tim and Chris to one of our Asian food places.
Yes.
And I says there's several ways that we know this is a good Asian food place.
Number one.
It's owned by Chinese.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yes.
Number two, all the employees are Asian. There's no white folks.
And no one speaks English there?
That's number three. No one speaks English there. Number four, we're the only white guys in here. And it's packed. You're in a good place. If you walk into a Chinese restaurant and other than Chinese owns it, walk out.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
If there are white folks working in there, walk out. Okay? If they speak English better than you, walk out. Okay? If the menu's in English, walk out. All right? So, and there's more white folk than you, walk out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's not authentic.
Yes.
Because if you get a good English, a good Chinese one, they don't really even want you in there. They don't need you. So if they don't really welcome you, but you feel a bit out of place, you're in a good place. You're in a good place. My wife's favorite place, they don't really like me. And I know it's got to do with my authenticity.
Yeah.
So I just make my wife go out and pay.
Sandra has to lead it. Yeah.
Because they don't need my money, you know what I mean? Because it's all done there. So like, we don't care about you, guy. You go if you like, you know what I mean? So it works in there. So, but that's why I know it's good food. So I go in there.
Yes.
And I go in, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey.
It's a true story. Yeah, but it comes in. So, Carl Jr., that's going bust now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that already went bust in America. So
Wait, that's American? That's an American chain first?
Well, what did you think it was, mate? It's got a black American's face on it doing it, Carl Jr.
I thought it was.
Who did you think it was?
I just thought it was a new chain or something like that. Just popped up or something.
Nah,
but that was a failed American chain.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah. Carl Jr., Taco Bell.
Well, I know that Shane is hooked on KFC.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's got a problem.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he has a problem.
Yes.
KFC.
And he tried to hide it, but I saw through it real quick.
How did you catch on to Shane's KFC?
Well, the fact is that he pointed out three of them. I said, "What do you know? How come you know where they all are?"
A friend of mine, like 8-9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, was going through drive-through. And he'd just go in there and order 1 or 2 drumsticks.
Right.
Just to eat them and go, right? Yep. True story. This is not exaggerated. The guy's name is John Murray. So it's a true story. Okay.
Yeah.
So he drove through, you know what I mean? Got his drumsticks and he's driving up the other end, got his little hand in it fast, bit it. It exploded. Oh. He had grease oven burning it, like burned him on his roof of his car, window, everything else. He pulled over because he just burnt, right? So he goes back in. It's a true story. They said, "Oh, we apologize, sir. We'll give you money back in your chicken." He said, "What was it?" He says, "Oh, every so often we have a chicken with a cyst. And when it gets in the deep, a cyst.
Yeah.
When it goes to the deep fryer." You can ask John Murray yourself. It is a true story.
Did he go back again?
I'm not doing it. I can't do it. You know what I mean?
I want to know if John Murray went back again.
I got to ask him that. You know what I mean? But I can tell you this: as I drive by, I see Shane, but I haven't seen him. You know what I mean? But it's true. Pastor Shane loves KFC, and I think that's one of the internationally even bigger than McDonald's over around, like, go through China, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, in the area. So I think overall it did pretty good. Well, what else do you notice of American fast food ones you see?
Y'all have a Burger King.
Oh, Hungry Jack's.
Yes, Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, and
Classic.
then
It's not the American one, because the American Burger King tried to come over, and the Australian Hungry Jack's put a law thing on them, stopping on the trademark.
and I saw you had Domino's pizza.
Oh, yeah,
that's been
that is
here for
American.
quite a
Yeah.
while.
Oh, has it been here for a while? I didn't remember it being here last time. But
No, it's been here for ages. In fact, I think it put Pizza Hut, which is American,
Yeah.
almost out of business.
Yeah, it
Oh,
did.
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Pizza Hut used to have the restaurants and Domino's just delivery. And I
I'm
think
just
they put
thankful
them
that
out.
every time we've been here, you've never taken me to any of those places.
I'm too embarrassed.
All the food you've taken me to has been very good.
Oh, nice.
Last night, Ed, we ate at was it Billy's
Barbecue.
barbecue.
Billy's Barbecue.
Now they do the smoker. Now Tim here is a great cook.
oh,
I mean,
yes.
the salmon, the smoked ribs. When we took the team over, he's the team over here.
Yep.
A team over bike riding. We went and crashed at Tim's house, and he
Oh.
cooked us up the best steaks, best meat in the area there.
Yes.
So I took on the Billy's barbecue.
Yes.
And when they smoke cook all the briskets and ribs there.
Ooh.
So I ordered just some ribs.
Yep.
Two racks.
Of ribs.
No,
I had 500 gram ribs, and I ordered 500 grams of brisket.
Right.
And you had brisket. You know what I mean? Sandra ordered a bowl of salad. Huh? Yeah, don't ask. All right. Chris, his wife, ordered a hamburger.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, again, like, huh? You know what I mean?
It was
I mean,
Wagyu, though.
Oh, was it Wagyu? Okay.
Yeah, it was very
But
good.
it's still a meat patty. Okay, but,
I know.
yeah.
I'm trying to
And,
give her something.
So I gave Sandra took some of my meat. It's comical how Sandra takes my meat, works it out, but she does what she does. Okay, so but Pastor Tim asked that he'd have the cut of the brisket that was more marble. You know, marble's got more fat.
Oh, my fat. Yeah.
So when his came,
It's at the point. The point of the brisket.
yeah. So when it came out, honestly, I couldn't tell the difference in color, appearance. You know what I mean? I couldn't. So I ate mine. I felt really good.
Yeah.
Then at the end, Pastor Tim gives me one sliver. It's about as long as my finger,
Yes.
but half the thickness, or maybe like that, right? Sliver. It says, try this. I go, it looks exactly the same. But I ate that, and man, I was sick last night, man.
Oh,
I mean, I was like a reflux sick. It was like the fat. I mean, yeah, it really has the fat in it. Like, I could not believe.
Well, the thing that really bothers most people about it is the point is because of the fat in it, it absorbs the most seasoning and everything within it. And
Yes.
so if you're not used to it and you eat it, it will.
I had one sliver
Yes.
versus 15 of my other ones.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I was awake at 1 and I felt sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't feel. I mean, I wasn't going to be sick, but like, I took some Galveston indigestion tablets. I was like, Sandra, wherever those Galveston tablets? Over there. You know,
Well, I just want you to know I slept very well.
yeah. I want you to know it's the last time I'm doing that. You know what I'm trying to say? So just once, I couldn't believe it. So anyhow, we went there, which is really good. So it was nice Australian show there. And so then my wife goes like, "You Australians can't cook it like the Texans." I said, "Let me tell you something, honey. It was Australians the last couple of years who've gone to Texas, competed in their grill and won."
Oh,
so I
yes,
said,
yeah.
"Just hold the horses." Okay, so it comes in the area. I'm not saying that place, but, okay. But it was nice to go out with friends and do in the area.
Yes.
Because, doing the slow cooking thing in Texas, well, that's it. I heard Austin's even bigger than Houston in areas.
Yeah, they have quite a few. A lot of people like to go there just because of where the location of some of the restaurants. They have one there. It's called Salt Lick.
Salt Lick.
Oh, I know that restaurant.
Yeah,
Salt Lake.
yeah, so
it's a
it's-
chain now.
Yeah, it's a chain now. But when it
I
started,
don't like chains.
well, when it became a chain just because it became so popular. But people would line up and they would sell out of briskets within a few hours.
They're not cheap.
No,
Oh, wow.
they're
No.
not cheap. Well, briskets.
See,
not
I
cheap
go for
anymore.
like Moe's and everything else. See,
Yeah.
like, you see this picture here? This is just outside of San Antonio on the bikes here,
Yeah.
right? And these are these little shacks on the side of the highway called Moe's and
Yeah.
and whatever else and all the names here. You got any famous names on those places? Called the shacks out here. And You just go, and it's just like a shed with a smoke thing. No, really, it is. You got to come over on that.
Yeah.
It's just a shed.
There's a place we go to sometimes called Bob's.
Bob's, that's awesome.
Mo, you go, Bob. You know what I mean? So, and you go in the area, man, and it's just like some road people pulled up on the side of the road and put up a tin shed and they start slow cooking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get a bit of corn cob there, and you get the meat. You know what I mean? And it's on like a grease paper. You know what I'm trying to say?
Do your barbecue places here do much sausage?
Yeah, that place we're at has sausage.
Oh, I didn't see it on the menu.
Yeah,
but
it has sausage.
Yeah.
I don't go for it though.
Yeah, they do some really nice sausages over there.
Oh.
So I would go for just like I did. So it's just meat, protein,
the
and
baby
just,
back and the-
My wife says to me, "Aren't you having any vegetables?" I said, "Sandra, I'm out with a friend. You know what I mean? I'm eating meat. I mean."
Well, I tried to explain to her that cows are vegetables.
They're vegetarian.
Yeah, they're vegetarian.
So Austin in Texas, and for those who don't know, Austin's the capital.
Right.
Okay. And what is the population? I know Houston's about 6 million, so Austin's about 2 million.
Yeah, 2.5 million probably.
Yeah.
It's grown
so
so
like
much
Brisbane,
lately.
like size of Brisbane. And but here's the problem with Austin, Tim.
Uh-oh.
Here's the problem. All the people, the blue people, the Democrats,
The
we call it Labor,
Democrats.
who hate California, who's fully Democrat, who hate you fully Democrat, have moved to Texas, predominantly to Austin. Now they're turning Austin into Democrat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what I can understand is they left California, they left New York because of it, and they come to America, and instead of being a part of, Texas, I said America, Texas probably
Pretty close, yeah.
Instead of them being a part of it, they want to bring in their politics, but they left because of their politics. How does that work out? How much of effect has it been? Because we all know that Shane loves Texas,
Yeah.
right? He came back with this plaque, okay, and I said, be careful where you put that, buddy. It says, Bible, a God, Bible, gun. I said, I don't know.
That's Texan right there.
That's I said, cut the gun out, son. Cut the gun out. You know what I mean? But he has that hanging in his shed or somewhere. But as a pastor, and we're conservative, right? How much, you got immigrants, illegal immigrants coming in. Okay, so we'll deal with that later on. But you have all of these, and we say liberals, it's not our Liberal Party who are conservative, but they are Labor who are, like everything and anything.
Yeah.
How have you seen it affecting your state?
Yes, it has. Especially our large cities, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Dallas, are primarily Democratic areas now, and blue ran. And so you see it affecting school systems quite severely in some of those areas on what's being taught, what's going on. You just see a lot of it within the political systems of, them saying that they're taking care of doing certain things for the poor or for other people, but yet the money's being funneled in other directions.
But aren't they worried about that? The very reason why they left these other countries,
States.
So it won't be too long before you might end up with a Democrat governor.
I think some of the families come because they actually want to make change, but I think some of the what we call elites that have moved into the area come in, and because of money and political power and position, that they hang on to those same things. Because you even have Elon Musk has just moved space.
Tesla.
Well, not only that, he's moving SpaceX into
yes.
Texas now.
Yeah.
Well, why not? That's always been connected with NASA.
Well, he did that. Now, one of the points he said that is because of the way California has shaped its laws with the gender identity issues.
Yes.
To keep it from parents and stuff, where schools don't have to announce it. So he's done a lot of that to help parents move out of those areas into it, and it is coming to Texas. So you can't move that many people. We have in Houston alone, we have 12,000 people a day moving in.
Oh wow!
Right now, and so it's just
we have that in Queensland.
We had that in Queensland during COVID. Yeah.
No, it's now.
Oh, now too.
Google in the area. How many people? Do you say a day or a week?
Huh? I think it's almost a day right now.
So how many people from southern states per week per day are moving to Queensland? I reckon we need to have a border barrier.
More than 120,000 people moved to Queensland in the year of September 2023. So
more than 120,000. So
Yeah.
divide
That's
120,000
12,000
by 52.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to get a calculator out.
Just do that. So do 120,000. Mathematics wasn't his strength. Okay.
It was not.
And do
It's when he went
divide.
into, it's when he went
Yeah,
into filming.
about 10,000.
Yeah, 10,000 a week.
10,000
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
So that's Southerners. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to have, we got a rabbit fence. We need to have a Southern fence. That's what I say. I also read that mass exodus of New Zealand coming over, because you can't do that one here. Say mass exodus of New Zealanders coming to Australia because of the economy. They said, I just read that as a headline.
Yeah.
So they're saying how strong it is.
Well, that same thing of those moving out of New York City into Florida into
Because
Texas.
it's overtaxed,
overtaxed.
overgoverned.
Yeah, and so they've just really begun to move out. Also, in the New York area too, there's a lot of people moving out because of the violence that is happening. It's really not safe, man. It's really
Well, I mean,
not a good
speaking
place.
of that violence, Pastor Tim, there's this story when the switcher gets me on.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
there's a story.
I'm doing too much at once.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yes, I'm here. All right.
Yeah. There's a joke I was going to do, but I'm not going to do it.
Oh, thank you,
Okay,
Sean.
yeah.
Thank you for holding back.
Did you think it was at your expense?
Yeah.
always.
It was. Okay.
All right. So the story.
One time I wanted to do a skit with him, or like an Abbott Costello thing and everything else.
I think it did go
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
And I said, let's do the skit in the area, you know what I mean? And he wouldn't do it. I showed him the skit, and I thought it's real funny, you know what I mean? But he wouldn't do it. You know, he wouldn't do
I
it.
think you should, Ed. I
Yeah.
think you should rethink that.
I
one.
think we should do that, buddy.
Oh, here we go. I'm getting peer pressure now.
Yeah. So anyhow, here's the situation, right? So illegal immigrants coming through the Texas border,
Yeah.
right? Under the federal government, they get a pass, so they make their way to New York
Yes.
through transport.
Yeah.
In New York, okay, they're involved in crime, beating police, doing things.
Yeah.
Right? They get found guilty. Bond is set at $15,000. It's paid
Yeah.
by an outside source, right? They get back on the streets again, do it again, do more crime, and there's rapes and crimes or things here, get arrested again. Now, they already had a criminal record from areas, right? Now, the ones that are paying the bond is actually a church. It's
Yeah.
a Lutheran church, the Good Shepherd Church. We're reading the article, weren't we?
Yes. Yeah.
And it says here, the Sanctuary Church puts up 15,000 bail, the 3 migrant accused of Times Square police beat down. And yet they do it again. And this keeps happening. Like, what do the parishioners have any say in
Yeah.
how their tithes or the bond? I mean, what's this all about? You know what I mean? Like, when it's, I mean, I understand it might have been some of these more liberal groups.
yeah.
Right.
So at one news story, we got this. On the other news story, we got Franklin Graham, who I read the other day was having a go at the Democrat Party because they did this clip trying to, and of Billy Graham saying repent or something else, and alluding to Donald Trump, you need to repent or get right, confess. And Franklin says, I'm against my father being used. He would never support the whatever else.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of the American Civil War,
Right.
that you have the North and the South, and let's say it's about the issue of slavery.
Yeah.
So you got the North saying, we find scripture against it. You got the South saying, we find scripture for it, and the good Lord knows it was a terrible war.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, how far do you go as a pastor, as a church? Like you're out there in the heat of it,
Yeah.
okay? I mean, put up the barricades that Texas put up across the Rio Grande. And this is floating devices that the Texas government put in across the Rio Grande that's separating Mexico to Texas to deter,
Right.
right? Now, the federal government of Biden
Yes.
took legal action against Texas and said it's immoral or whatever else to have it, pull them down.
Right.
And all Texas are doing is we're trying to stop this stuff from happening. So as a pastor, without getting into the government, how far does the church go in a sense of its charity, in a sense of its welfare? Like, Do you think it's right for that Lutheran church to be doing this or not? Like, what do you feel?
Well, I feel that number one, the plight of some of these people. If I was having to escape some of the places they're having to escape from and what they're dealing with, I wouldn't blame them. I'd probably try to do the same for my family. I think the fault comes back to the fact that there's a certain instability that it brings within a nation that does that. And so the church needs to be in a place that when they are coming, that we can help and assist and to do that, because some of them, because they are here and they are in the place, that there are plenty of them that are not violent, plenty of them that are truly looking to build some kind of life and to do that. And if we're able to position ourselves to do that, and we have some families in our church. One is they're a contract business, and they work within the right now they're trying to gain some status with the county government to be able to get certain grants for building and doing that, because they have to have a certain percentage of Hispanic companies that are working these certain.
So Hispanic Australians just means Spanish speaking.
Yeah, Spanish speaking.
The word Latino is Latin for Spanish speaking. So it's not a nation or anything else, but just Spanish speaking people.
Yeah. And so they're using they're part of that goal in doing that is to be able to help some of these because they hire a lot of people that do not have worker permits or green cards within our nation, but they'll hire them to come in and work. And so to help those families get jobs, get green cards, become stable, and then also use it to try to pull them into the kingdom of God through doing that. And so I believe there's some very significant ways that we as the church in America can do that, and some are doing that, and some of it are getting involved in the political shenanigans, so to speak, that are going on, and that really bring more upheaval and more uprising. Because if I remember the story correctly, this was a Venezuelan national that came over, and and one of the things that we're very aware of in America, that when a lot of this stuff happened, that Venezuela emptied a lot of their jails.
And not
stuff.
Just Venezuela, quite a few of the countries did.
They emptied
Cuba emptied their jails.
Yeah, and sent them over. And because we're just letting them pretty much walk through, they're giving cards that have $3,000 to $10,000 on those cards to help to give them money to spend, and they're not documented. And so there's a lot of things that aren't happening because of that, but there's a lot of theories behind it that really don't pertain to what we're talking about. But the fact is that I think it's important that that I believe that because America is a Christian nation, and if the church steps into that void that is obviously there, because these people are coming and they think they're looking for work, but they're looking for hope. They're looking for someone to heal their life because it's so broken. And right now, I don't think that as a whole, the American church is seeing the bigger picture of what needs to be filled with that, and we aren't positioned to really reach out and touch those people at the level that it needs to be, because some of these people are coming over, and even they're working and everything, they're living in a certain amount of poverty and lack and everything. And so some of them do turn to crime. Some of them do turn to drugs and to do that. So you have a big sector that's coming in that are pushing drugs, that are doing violent crimes, all that. But you have a big sector coming in that can be really impacted by the church. But I don't believe as a whole the American church has really stepped in like we could to really fill those voids. And that's something we're looking and trying to find some ways that we can do that.
See, I don't know where you find the balance. Does that make sense? Because it might be one in, and I'm exaggerating, it could be 1 in 10 is bad.
Right.
But here's the issue, that 1 in 10 is raping your women.
Right.
It's killing your families. And what a high price you're paying. You know, I would prefer to see the church, in my opinion, use its resources and go to the towns and villages where they're at, in wherever, and investing there to make it better.
Right.
Than trying to get them, because the pressure it's brought on America, like in Australia, we have to we are cutting back all the time on the immigration. We're talking about the students.
Yep.
So the problem we have right now with our universities is there's more money to be made in overseas students than our own. So our own people aren't getting places.
Okay. Yep.
And they're bringing in other students who can't even speak English, okay, who are getting places because they're paying 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money.
Right.
In fact, even now I heard in the area of doctors, the universities are having so many of them, they can't come over here, but they're doing it online.
Yep.
But they're still taking the place of those who are here.
Yes.
Right.
And it's working against us. So what happens is when they bring, and I know this is happening in your country, is housing.
Right.
Jobs. We don't have the housing for them.
Yeah.
Right. Jobs, especially in America versus Australia, you have like what I call almost like slave labor. I can remember and this is going back a while, I lived in America, 89, 90, 91, that, and I did it, right? We needed someone to paint. So I pulled up to the local gas station.
Right.
And then what happens, Ed, is that people are looking for work, and I'm not saying that these people weren't legal, but they're there because it was about 89, 91. But what happened, they go to the trades guys, they'd go to the gas station, and all the trade people would come up and pick up how many workers they need to take off.
Oh, wow.
And then you'd come along and say, well, who can paint, do this one, take them back to do painting.
Right.
Right? It's
still
cheap labor.
happens.
It's
Yeah.
cheap labor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what happens is that it affects companies and everything else. And I'm just telling you the fact, what happened 89, 90, because we're selling our home and just get painted, you know what I mean, and come down. I had somebody who's Mexican help me out in that area there to do it. I mean, to have the contact, not just anybody. But what I'm trying to say is that I think that there's a philosophy of us going to them rather than trying to bring it to us because we don't have the infrastructure. And financially, housing, medically, the abuse on the children. I just heard that there's, I forget what town it is, state it is there, they have an immigration center there, okay? And they said the police are on the outside, but the people themselves run it.
Yeah.
And there's rape, there's sexual abuse, and they can go in and out. They go in and out, okay? But the abuse and sexual assault going, this is on the soil.
Oh, my goodness.
There has to be a better way.
Yeah. Well, right now there's one of the things that's out, reports is out, there's 85,000 migrant children that can't be located through what's happened. So the reality is this, what you say is true. Going there would be the thing, but the problem is they've come to us.
I know, but
and
taking them back,
well,
and with finances and resources, and I mean, like, you need government for this,
right?
But like, so if you had a whole family of 10, 15, and where you're from, well, I'm from Honduras, and I'm from this area. Okay, let's try and work to assimilating back, and let's work out. Or if we can't help them, let's go to those areas where they come from to try and do something. So because I just don't think it works. Just saying come, because as soon as they come over, you got a language problem.
Right.
Okay. You also have a cultural problem.
Correct.
These things are real problems. And they will experience racial tensions.
Yes.
Which is a great tragedy. Okay. And I'd love to see where things were set up to be able to pre-work out. See, there is I've forgotten his name right now, Alan Danforth. Alan Danforth, gentleman I knew well, missions worker in Honduras. And into Tegucigalpa, so I went over there with him, right? And a missions team, and took medical, everything else, all right? And what I loved about Alan Danforth was from Arkansas, okay? And what I loved about I think Little Rock, Arkansas, and what I liked so much about Alan Danforth's ministry was that he would do orphanages,
Right.
Right, in the villages,
Right.
But what would he do was he said this. He says, "We've learned that you can't go to a village and just do an orphanage and have the supplies come because the village rises up against it saying it's unfair."
Right.
So he made clear that every time he did orphanage of families in the village, the entire village would benefit. So when we brought in a medical team, it treated the entire village, not just the orphanage, but the entire village. So they felt like having the orphanage in their village was a benefit for the village, not like they're getting better treatment.
Right.
So in America right now, there's a feeling, and I know this is true,
Right.
that the immigrants, illegal, are getting better treatment than Americans who are being displaced because of the economy. That creates in itself Well, yeah, violence.
Yep.
Because they're like, they're not even born here, and they got a credit card of $3,000, $10,000, or they have entire hotels that are now used to accommodate them. And then those who are born in the country are trying to sleep in a tent, if they're lucky, in a park or under a bridge with addicts.
Right.
I mean, San Francisco is the biggest train wreck out. I mean, friends, don't go to San Francisco. It's a train wreck. It's a train wreck. And this is where Kamala was the attorney and the laws in the area. I mean, like, I'm telling you, it's a train wreck, Ed. It is San Francisco is the most beautiful. It is a train wreck.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And I won't go into details, but this is first-hand experience.
Yeah.
It's a train. I wouldn't want to go back there again and take my wife anything. And it's not violence, but because there's so many medically ill people released on the street, they never stop cussing, swearing, and carrying on. And I'm telling you, Tim,
we've been.
You know, if a man is going to cuss for them, I'm going to give him a big old talk and whatever else. But these people that run around just out of it, just urinating, I mean, it's just defecate. It's just horrendous.
Yeah. You've
seen it, right?
Yep. Been there.
So and that's because they just said, let the mentally health go free in the street.
Oh.
Yeah, because we can't come up. I mean, it's Ed, tell you, it's a heartbreaker.
Tragedy,
yeah. But the thing is that you got Americans who feeling, and rightly so, that life is tough, and they can't afford, just like we find housing. You find housing expensive over there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And when you're bringing over immigrants, and the church is saying, "I want to help you," what about its people? How do you find that balance? I mean, like,
well, I don't. I don't know that. I think it's a balance you're always searching for. I don't know that you ever find it completely, but I think as ministry opportunities arise, and I can speak really from the area that we're in. We're probably in the part of which is one of the fastest growing areas in Texas, in the area that we're in, and the thing is that you have a lot of the migrants that are coming in that are around the area, and so you're trying to find a way to minister to them, but also strengthen the people that are also in that area and doing that, and so you're always trying to find that. But when you have such as we do right now, a government entity that is just set on allowing as many in as they can at any point in time, until that changes, I don't know that a lot of what is happening is going to change. There could be a big uprising politically in what's happening. Right now, it is a real political circus in our nation because of what's going on. But I think that the things that are happening is that we have to continue to preach the kingdom of God.
I agree, but it's finding that balance.
Yeah, that we have to keep pointing our people, because this is the thing. If we're able to keep pointing our people back that we're here to establish the kingdom of heaven in people's hearts and then in their lives, then I can keep them from focusing completely on the total upheaval the government's doing in their life, that we're relying on God, and out of God strengthening us and enabling us, that we're ministering to those that are down and out, that are poor, that are that Christ came for. And I think you're always continuing to look at and see how to do that. So one of the vehicles we're really working on with a lot of our young guys that are coming up in finance and all is really providing opportunity where these families, because we're a church plant. We're just a year and a half old, so we meet in a school. The school that we're at in Katy, it's an unusual situation because what they've done, they come in and the homes that they built around it primarily lately are not homes you purchase, but they're homes you rent, because people can't afford homes at this point in time. And so the people that are moving in they can afford them because it's not cheap rent, but they can't afford to get the house. And so using it to teach them financial principles and stuff to strengthen them, and then using it as an open door to also teach them about the kingdom of heaven and what God is doing. And then reaching those. And then we have the other group that is working to really provide opportunity to help families that are coming in to get jobs, to better themselves, ESL, English as a second language, and then also helping them to establish green card because they want to have that. And so we have some families who we're working with on that that do it. And so, but there is a lot of animosity that people that have been here trying. I have a young couple that he's had his green card for over 10 years, trying to get his citizenship, working on it, and struggling to get it because it's very difficult, very hard. But yet, they see these people just walking through the door, so to speak, getting money handed to them, getting everything. And so you have this animosity that's underlying. What's that? Is it going to bubble up some point in time? I think it could.
I think it is, personally.
Yeah,
I think you might not have seen it in full effect, but I think it is.
No, it's very underlying because you get into Chicago and some of the places with the African American community and all. They're very upset with the governments there that are in place because they're getting such better treatment, those that have just come in. And so they're very upset because they're being kind of tossed to the side. And you can't blame them because that's how they're being treated.
Yeah. I mean, as a church, we do every month. I do the produce smuggling hours, and for any day, Pastor Danny does hampers to help people out, and a lot of it just free of charge, help people out do it.
Right.
So we try our best in the area, but there is a lot of things that are just wrong. Now, Australia is an island, so we have nothing compared to what you do in America. We don't have a physical border, but I still see so many injustices and so many wrongs that's happening. And so, I mean, and I'll be frank with you too. I've had Egyptian Coptic Christians. I've had Africans coming in, and I've had Chinese. And they've come into our church for a year, 18 months, asking us to help them with the government to get to stay. And every group, once they did, they're gone.
Yeah,
they're gone. They're either going to their own Egyptian church or they're going to their own whatever. They're gone.
Right.
And kingdom, sure, we help, but the thing is, it's an atrocity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I question the depth. Pakistan, I've had the same thing. Pakistanis, gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like understanding the balance, understanding how do you work. You know what I mean? I don't mind helping food, doing things, but then they want you to work for governmental, because I know you have connections to go through it. And this is the tragedy I see happening across the whole area.
I think
it's finding that balance.
Well, I think because this has happened so suddenly to us over in the last 4 years, they say more than 22 million people have crossed our borders in the last 3.5 years.
Almost Australia's population.
Yeah,
wow.
And so with that, I think a lot of people are at a loss of like, how do we even handle and do what is necessary within this? But I also believe it's part of us living, in part of the last days of just everything that can be shaken is being shaken right now.
Now, Peter Dutton is our opposition leader. You would know.
For the LNP.
It's a bit different political system to yours.
Yeah.
So Peter Dutton is our political system. And he said to the Australian government, stop bringing in the Palestinian refugees here. Okay? You need to slow it down. The government says, well, out of 10,000, we've only accepted 3,000. Then says, well, the other 7,000 is because you vetted them. It's because they couldn't get out over the borders. Right. So it comes in. And look, there's a part truth in this is that Australia in the last consensus, okay, and it's dropping. It's over 50%, used to be 60, 70, over 50% hold to, I'm not saying Christian, but Judeo-Christian beliefs, okay? Judeo-Christian beliefs, okay? I'm not saying they're Christians, but they hold to Judeo-Christian beliefs. And if I've seen anything with this Palestinian thing, okay, I've seen more hatred, more threats of violence by those protests. Now, Ed and I aren't talking out of what we've read. We experienced it.
We went to a protest. We went to a Palestinian protest earlier this year.
We went to the synagogue first because this is when it first happened, and they're threatening. And the police security at that synagogue was ready for violence, wasn't it?
They were ready.
They weren't going to let Ed and I in.
They weren't.
We had to be patted down.
Patted down, ID.
Right? And they said, no. And so I said, that's okay. That's okay. We're friends. We'll just stay out here. If anything happens, we show our support. And so they'd go away and talk to the police, come back, said, look, we checked, we can't let you in. That's okay. We'll just stay out here. We're okay. We're not going to. They go away. They came back and said, okay. Need to move your coats. Need to check the area.
Check us.
So I did that. And then I went back again next week with my wife. It was great. So then we went to the meeting. And they finished the meeting, and the rabbi couldn't be there because he was stuck. This is October. He was stuck with the lockdown of Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had the next guy running it. He wasn't the rabbi, but the lay guy. And they said, "Why are you here?" Right, Ed?
Yeah.
We said, "Look, we're Christians.
Yeah.
We didn't hide it. We are Christians. We believe in Jesus. We are not Jewish.
Yeah.
But we're here to say we love you and we're supporting you.
Show support. Yeah.
That's it."
Yeah.
Right? Now, I've been in that synagogue before,
Yeah.
and I have not received a very warm welcome. But when we were there, right, Ed, they just loved us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that many people because they're too scared to come out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ed and I were there, and I heard many people say, "We support Israel." I said, "Well, why aren't you at the synagogue?"
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's where the front line was with all the police, right, Ed?
Yep. Yep.
So they finished it 10 minutes early, so it went for 15 minutes. And they said, we have to finish here because the police were going to close down because the Palestinians were doing a big parade.
protest,
and there was,
yeah.
how many people reckon? A few thousand?
Oh, yeah, over 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
So we finished,
Yep.
and they were going away. And Ed and I looked at each other and said, let's go to the Palestinian protest.
Check it out.
So this is a true story, right? We got on film, right?
Yeah.
This is, last year, right?
Yeah.
So it must have been around October.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
October,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So then we made our way through, quick as we can, to get down because the police trying to keep them separated to the area.
Right.
And we put ourselves right there in the midst of them.
Yeah.
Right? Let me tell you, right there, like as close as I am to you, if not closer, we were right in it, right?
Yeah.
The hate, the anger, how they felt connected to Aboriginals, I do not know.
Yeah, that's...
Jewish lawyers have done more for the Aboriginals than any Arab areas have,
Yep.
right?
Right.
But the hate and the areas, and we filmed.
Yep.
Well, I didn't film, Ed did, but
Yep.
filmed, right? So going from a synagogue, okay, and going to the Palestinian, right? Because we figured that either group's not going to mistake us.
Yeah.
The synagogue's not going to mistake me for a Jew. I shave my head. You know what I mean? The Palestinians are not going to mistake me for an Arab because I don't fit the part. Okay, my skin or else. So we just went in and made ourselves, but right there. They knew we're there. We knew they're there.
Yeah, they could see us.
But I mean, just the hatred. You could feel it. Couldn't you?
Feel in the air. Yeah. you
Yeah,
could
I mean
feel
the
it,
hatred.
yeah.
It felt like, like the smell of fuel waiting for a match to ignite it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You could smell it. You could feel it. It's there. And the contrast. And my view is, hey, what do we want Australia to look like in 10 years?
Yeah.
I mean, if we hold to Judeo-Christian values, it's not going to be there in 10 years.
Right.
So I think of America. Already Texas, California, everything else, English may not even be the main language now.
Yeah.
Spanish is coming,
Yeah.
okay? And it's changing.
Right.
Like I'll give you a simple little test quiz, right?
Okay.
So, and I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just giving you an idea, right? So, average height of a male in Australia and America, right? Average, right?
Probably. Yeah.
So, who is taller in average height, American or Australian?
I would probably say Australian.
Yeah. Well, I would have said American because we don't have 7 foot tall people,
True.
Right.
True.
right?
But you said average though.
That's right. Yeah, but we don't have 7 foot tall people. So you and I are around about, you're a bit taller than me. You're 6 foot, right?
Yeah, 6'2".
Yeah. Oh, you're a bit bigger than that. Yeah, okay. I'm like 5'10". All right. So he's thinking, look, he's 60. Do you think you're some kind of average size guy walking around, or you think you're taller?
No, I'm probably average,
Yeah, but you're not.
but I'm not. Yeah,
Because the average height of American is 5'9", and the average height of Australian is 5'10".
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's have a look. But the reason why is because I couldn't believe because of all of the giant. I call them giants, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The first time I saw a guy 7 foot tall, I was like,
What is
I said, I'm sorry. He goes, what? I said, look, I know it's rude to look up, but I've just never seen anybody 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, someone is in France, and they said they met
Do you remember
LeBron.
when we went to Toyota Center and saw the NBA game?
Yeah.
Me, you, and Josiah.
Yeah.
And we were down close
Yeah.
to the big guys.
Yeah. like 7 foot. I mean, like I can't. It must be like how Sandra feels next to me. I don't know, but no, it's even worse. But it's because of all the other immigrations. Everything else is bring it lower, right? See, my wife loves America for shopping because she says I can get clothes easy. No, because in Australia she's small and she finds it harder. But in America, they cater for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And which is great. Now, I'm not saying it anymore, but that's what I'm trying. The demographics are changing. You know what I mean? And what will we look like? You know, like Belgium is supposed to be the next 20 years a Muslim country.
Yeah. Yep.
Because of all the immigrants. So what I'm saying is, and I'm not talking about race policy, but surely we got to say is, if we are a Judeo-believing nation, Judeo-Christian, doesn't mean we're Christian, but Judeo beliefs. Right. Do we want that to change? If we do, then it does. That's the way it goes. Yeah. Okay? But is that what you want? Because you got to weigh this up. Like, so if we brought in more Palestinians, like, I'm not saying don't help them. Let's work out areas. Why can't we set up and pay an area in Saudi Arabia? Well, I'll tell you why. They won't take Palestinians in.
Yeah.
Why can't we set up and do it in Jordan? Jordan won't take people in.
Yeah.
Kuwait won't take them in.
Yeah, most of the nations there will not take.
Egypt closed the border.
Yeah.
Right.
Not Israel. The border going into it, they closed the border saying we don't want Palestinians in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of the violence. They are innocent people, of course.
Right.
Okay? But if they have, like, we like Hamas or we like the area here, they shouldn't even be considered. I heard one Labor guy here saying, well, they're just saying they like it. It's a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
And how are we protecting our future? Because this Palestinian protest, which you have worse than us, have the potential to go absolutely full-on riot.
Yeah.
Right? The anger. And I'm asking, is that what we want?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know, like, is that what we don't have that problem with the Ukrainian refugees.
Well, I know that they've just interviewed some of the refugees that have come over from Palestine and from a couple other places, and their whole goal is hopefully to have Sharia law in place.
Yeah, especially Michigan, because Michigan is the biggest Muslims.
Yeah, versus having Judeo-Christian based law in place, and at the end of the day, that's their goal.
Yes,
that's. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but that's the goal that they're after, and to replace the laws that we have and whatever, and to put the Sharia law in, and for that to take place, which will take out the Christianity values completely. And I don't know, especially in America, how much the church is really aware, educated, able to embrace the fact that that's what's taking place, and how do we counteract that I believe it has to be on a political level, but also on an educational level of what we do with our people, how we teach our people.
I think what we got to do is help the people in the nation, or help them assimilate with the same belief, pour the money in those areas, so that you're not neglecting what you're doing it, but protect your own values.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's like the family, come down to family. I want to help out those who are in need, the homosexuals or anything else, to help transgender. I'll help them out. But I don't want them coming in my home, practicing it and doing it.
Right. Yeah.
But that's the same as my nation. I'm not talking about homosexual because this is a part of my nation. I'm talking about outside foreigners, right? And there's got to be that balance. And not making a decision based on color of the skin. It can't be black can or Asian can't or what else, right? It's got to be on belief system.
Yeah, values. Yeah.
Like when Lebanon in the 70s had their civil war, right? It was a Lebanese Christian versus a Lebanese Muslim. The Lebanese Muslim won, of course, okay? Lebanese Christians out, all right? The same thing happened really in Persia, which is today Iran.
Right.
In the 70s,
right,
where the Muslim took over, pushing the others,
right,
not as extreme there. So it's finding the area. But I'm telling you, if you're going to bring in all the Palestinian refugees, which you have, and they are genuine refugees, not all of them, but I mean, there's a genuine need. What are you setting yourself up for later on through their Muslim and everything else, if it's contrary to us?
Yeah. Well,
We can't do that. We can't go and do this in Saudi Arabia. We can't do it in Gaza. We can't do it. We will get killed, arrested.
Well, I know right now with the government entities we have in place that as much upheaval and chaos can be created, they're not against it. They're for it because it allows them to gain a little bit more control over what's happening. But at the same time, what they may be gaining control of, they're losing control of because of the immigration issues that are taking place with, Judaism being replaced with Muslim belief systems and things that are coming in, which is setting up for Sharia law, which is the final piece to be put in place with that.
Yeah.
England's under this pressure all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
But and I know that some people are going to be angry with me in the area, but I'm just asking, have the discussion.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
okay
that's
to
not-
disagree, but
that's-
have the discussion. Stop making it so venomous. Have the discussion because it may not be my lifetime, but it will be our children's lifetime. And you've got to figure out what is happening, okay? And what I see happening is dangerous. And even Israel, you're not allowed, as a Christian, it is against the law for me to witness to a Jew.
Yes.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's against the law.
Yeah.
Okay? In Israel, they protect their own areas. They say, we are Judaism,
Yeah.
even though they might be liberal or secular Judaism. So there has to be the founding areas that we understand, you know what I mean? And this is the part of the problem we have, is how do we make it work? Because I'm telling you, why we're setting things up in the Western society, because we are Judeo-Christian, which means that we are more considerate and caring,
Right.
which we are, more wealthier maybe on average,
Right.
okay? I mean, I know you got the big rich guys in the Middle East, but I'm talking about an average,
Yeah.
okay? We are also the biggest suckers.
Yes.
We could be doing things, even the church could be doing things across the borders and helping out than trying to do it in here.
Yes.
And here, we've got to start doing things for our own people. We got people. Never before have we in this area seen people living in tents and homeless and everything is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Now, it's nothing compared. I know Los Angeles and Texas have areas, but there's still areas. Like, I'll go by and say, oh, there's 4 caravans there. You'd be like, 4? Oh, I'd have 50. We'd have 54 in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's like 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's bigger places, but I'm talking about by the Logan River Bridge. And but the thing is that we've got to come up with stuff.
Yeah.
Look, let's just finish off. But
Yes.
you have the election coming up in November.
Yes.
I'm going to America February, March. I got some ministry, a little bit of holiday. But I said to Sandra, I don't want to be there before the election, and I don't want to be there during the election,
yeah.
and I don't want to be there straight after the election.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of February.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's too close. But
It may be.
Yeah, I'm serious. It may be. You know what I mean? I don't want to get caught in it.
Yeah.
Put the picture up I got there of Trump and Kamala.
Yes.
Yeah. It really is like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, she certainly... I am not a Kamala Harris supporter.
What? No way.
Yeah. Their lack of values. I mean, her running mate
Oh,
from Minnesota, right?
yeah.
Having tampons put in men.
Tim Pons.
Huh?
Tim Pons.
What? Yeah, he said that.
His first name is Tim, so
Yeah.
they call him Tim Pons.
Oh,
not
Tim Pons.
I know, it's a play on words, but anyway.
That's a good name.
Yeah. In the area.
Yes.
Now, I was trying to dig into why they have him in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Ed, do you know why they put tampons and different things in the men's toilet?
Well, of course, because if a boy identifies as a girl, he needs a tampon for some reason.
No, I'm saying it's in the boys' toilet.
Yes. Yeah.
So if a boy identified as a girl,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be in the boys' toilet. They'd be in the girls'
Oh,
toilet.
yeah. True. It is kind of like a bit of like a oxymoron.
So when I dug into it, what I found out, they said because girls who identify as a boy need. I mean, like it is just
yeah.
wacky, dude.
How about this thing though? That it's not in other public places really.
Yeah.
but it's in our
Schools.
public school systems to help brainwash the kids into a way of seeing things.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I was listening the other day to, it seems like, well, you know, President Trump is always going to be an agitator.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, I want Trump to win, but I'm not a Trump man.
Yeah.
He's just the better of, well, no disrespect, man,
Yeah.
but it comes across there because I find him a bit vulgar and things.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I still reckon he's remarkable how he's handled things, and
Right.
I'd feel more comfortable with him in power than others.
Yes.
I heard him in interviews saying, "Hey, Bill Clinton and I used to be best mates. We played golf together. You know, my thing. You know, so he was a Democrat, and he says, and when Hillary did all the things, I could have put her in jail, but he said, no, let's not do that. But they all want to put me in jail, so I can understand he's wounded, he's doing it.
Yeah.
But as I've noticed that he's trying to do more and more press
Right.
interviews. I saw one the other day, went for an hour,
Yeah.
because Kamala isn't.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But it's amazing how everyone knows she's not doing it because she doesn't want to get caught out.
Yeah, got it.
But she's succeeding.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah.
She's succeeding.
Yeah.
Just like Biden was in the basement.
Yeah.
She's not doing it, but she's succeeding. And is it because she's so good, or they just hate Trump so much?
That she's succeeding.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to media propaganda.
Oh, yes.
Oh, your media is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they can. I mean, they say the same thing over
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
over.
They pick a
and
key
over
word.
again. Weird.
Like when he said weird, doing it wrong.
Weird, yeah.
And the next one is about Kamala being joyful.
Yeah.
How much joy, how much joy. And every channel is all saying, how much joy, how much joy. They got the set playbooks.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and then there's a younger generation because she is young, and quote
She's
the first
59.
she's the first Indian black person to run for
She's
president.
59. She's going to be 60 in October.
Yeah.
So if she got elected, she'll be 60.
Right,
All right. 2 years off of my age.
right,
Because I'm 62 in October.
right.
All right. Am I a young person? I mean,
You
like,
are.
yeah.
You're so useful.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I mean, I
mean,
could
like,
barely keep up with you on the trail today.
but what I'm saying is, like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But if you look at her age compared to
compared
Biden,
oh, yeah.
she's a spring chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
compared to Trump. Trump
Oh,
will be
yeah, Trump.
78 he
Yeah.
comes into power.
And
That's only 18 years.
and some people feel like there are literally people that feel that we're in the situation we're in because we have old people in office, not young people. And I'm like, no.
It's so bad. Do you ever remember, who was that debate that Reagan had with the Democrat who was having to go at him because Reagan was old? And Reagan did that famous throw-off line, and he said, I won't allow your youthfulness to be a hindrance towards me coming in, or my experience. I mean, it was such a great throw. He won the election on that line.
Yeah.
It's like, he won the election,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But they were calling, I mean, he already did a debate with Biden. It's not his fault that Biden got done.
Yeah.
And it was all their way. Like,
Yeah.
it was like at our station, with our people, with our setup. Trump says the only thing he got changed was they wanted him sitting, but he said to stand.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Then he said, all right, now Kamala. So that puts him in one sense the senior one because he's already done that one. He said, we want to be on Fox. She says, no, it's on ABC because he's got problems with ABC. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then she says, you want to do ABC, you're a coward. Well, I want you on Fox. I'm not doing Fox. So he's signed up to do the ABC. I think it's the 10th of September.
Yeah.
He signed for Fox on the 6th, and he signed up for what do you call it?
MSNBC?
MSNBC,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
or CBS. I don't know what
Yeah,
it was.
CNN, yeah.
No, it's
MSNBC,
I
yeah.
think it's CBS or whatever.
Whatever it is.
At the end,
Yep.
but she won't commit. She's only committed to the other one.
Yep.
So why are they calling her coward?
Because again, the media controls the propaganda
True.
that that is put out, and so if they can say that he's a coward enough times,
Yeah.
then you tell a lie.
Well, they
enough
know
times,
that he's
people-
going to bite at it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he'll
did,
feel.
Did you see when he went on? Kamala was supposed to go also, but he
Yeah.
went to the whole black panel.
Yeah, the what do you call it? Young Black Journalists Association.
Yeah,
and people quit the committee because Trump came.
Mm-hmm.
People walked out, and they were real tough. But he turned up.
He turned up, yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now he was uncomfortable,
Yeah.
even to watch,
Yeah.
but he turned up.
Yeah, he was there.
She wouldn't. But yeah, she's still the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah. Yeah, I just see it. So anyhow, in summary, because time has gone and it's
Yeah,
great
start
having you
wrapping
here, so we're going to finish off because we've gone well over an hour,
Yeah.
Ed.
Yeah, we have.
We always ask for a quote. Have you got a quote you want to dig up?
Do I have a quote?
Yeah, we ask for a quote.
This phrase yet once more indicates the removal of things that are shaken, that is, things that have been made in order that things that cannot be shaken may remain. Therefore, let us be grateful for receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, and thus let us offer to God acceptable worship with reverence and awe.
Yeah.
And I really believe right now that everything that can be shaken is being shaken, and only what is of the kingdom of God will remain. And as we're walking out the different scenarios that happen that we really have not much control over at the end of the day, that we do need to do our part in being involved in the political, being involved in people's life, being involved in what's happening in the church within it, but understanding that God is shaking things up to bring an awakening.
Amen.
And I believe the awakening that's coming is right now is he's preparing the church to be able to handle, because I believe that there's going to be a great harvest that comes in because of what is happening and what is taking place.
It's good. Edward?
Let's see. I got this quote that says, "Above all, do not lie to yourself." I think that's all right. I think that's true.
I
You
didn't
shouldn't
say
lie
it's
to
not all
yourself.
right. Yeah, I think it's true. I have down here, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, Pastor Tim, it's great having you here with us.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to this weekend because you'll be sharing at our morning services.
Yes. Yeah,
and we're
looking forward
looking
to it.
forward. Do you know what your message is called?
I believe I'm going to be speaking one called God Thoughts.
God Thoughts. And then in our 5 o'clock service, your lovely wife, Pastor Chris, will be sharing the word. Do you know what she's saying?
I do not know.
There's a wise
She tells me
man.
what to say, and I say yes.
There's a wise man. Ed,
Yes.
great being with you.
Yeah, it's good being with you too, Sean.
Ed, great meeting you.
It's good meeting you too, Tim. Pastor Tim.
And I pray God's blessings on your journey of love. God bless you.